70s drew to a close. For better or for worse, the influence of the hippies was pervasive.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that
Even the election of an old hippie nemesis to the White House in 1980 could not uproot all of the changes the flower children had sown in American culture. But ironically, the arena in which the hippies would have the greatest impact on the future of the planet wasn't cultural. It was technological. In April 1977, Steve Jobs and his partner Steve Wozniak introduced the Apple II, the first commercially viable personal computer.
We were so influenced by the People's Computer Company in Menlo Park, the same area that the hippie thought had come from. The whole hippie thinking was that basically the big, wealthy power structure should be undone. We want to turn the balance over, and we want to make the small individuals more important. And it was basically bringing this power, this mastery of their own universe, away from the powers that be, the huge, big, rich corporations. All the big companies said this is really going to go nowhere. Steve Jobs was much more a hippie than I was, too. I mean, he really dressed in the sandals and ate seeds, and he would fly over to India to bathe in the Ganges River and try to get closer to this social phenomena of the world, but he was also dedicated at the same time to have a very big, successful life and a successful company someday.
Somehow we're putting a ding into the universe. I see these things in schools and kids growing up learning how to use them, and I see more and more of these personal computers being applied to everyday life situations.
The personal computer revolutionized the way the world works and plays. Next came an even more mind-blowing technology, the Internet, brought to you in part by another high-tech hippie, Stuart Brand. An early protege of Ken Kesey's, Brand was the driving force behind the Whole Earth Catalog, the Bible of the commune movement of the late 60s and early 70s. In the 80s and 90s, he was instrumental in forging the paradigm that led to the World Wide Web.
What the Internet does is it empowers individuals. It takes away the power of mediating institutions and puts it all in the hands of people. And that, in many ways, is a logical outgrowth of the philosophy and the ideals of the hippie movement.
At the heart of the American experiment is a quest for utopia.
All the leaves are brown.
A place where individuals live together in harmony while enjoying the freedom to fulfill their personal destiny. The hippies sought that utopia through music, through drugs, through communion with nature, through love. Failure was perhaps inevitable, but their brash rejection of the status quo reset the priorities of a generation, opened the door to a whole universe of innovative products and businesses, and reminded a nation obsessed with regimentation and conformity that the pursuit of happiness was and always will be a vital part of the American dream.
When I think of American society today, when you look at our attitudes towards so many things, sort of the liberalization of our values, our social values, whether you embrace them or not, I think you have to accept that we all have a little bit of hippie in us. And in that way, I think ultimately the hippies triumphed.